Hello, it's me, Bob the Drag Queen, and welcome back to the Pit Stop at Home. It looks like the exchange rate just went down. It's Monét X Change!
Boo! Y'all are rude as hell.
Well, listen, if you don't like my jokes, Blair St. Clair wrote them. Mo, how are you? I wanted to film with you because you're part of my quarantine circle.
I know. I wish we were filming together. Imagine both of us side by side on your little background. We would look like two big bulls in a really ugly china shop.
Each of our hands would be there. You look so beautiful today.
Thank you. I feel very glam. I feel very fierce. I feel gorgeous.
It look like you got a bottle of champagne on your head. I love it.
I know. This is like really hood Atlanta hair show hair. I feel like I'm gonna have like a helicopter gonna take me up out of here, girl.
I went to school with those girls. Around picture day and around prom, every girl's hair looked like this. And they wear it the week before the prom and the week after the prom. So for like a week, girls were like at school in gym class being like, I'm not sweating.
Like, I'm not wearing long ass nails. Like I'm not bouncing that ball.
In gym class, like, So all right, enough about our amazing blackness. Let's talk about these queens.
Ooh, girl, this was good. This is a good one.
Last week, Roxy Andrews came in and gave, in my opinion, the best lip sync of the season. I mean, Miss Thing had costume changes. She had revealed her body, her face, her outfits, her essence was up.
I think this is going to catapult her to another lip syncing legendary status.
So, Roxy Andrews wins over Miz Cracker and sends Alexis Mateo home.
I think that it sucks that Alexis went home. She's been doing really well so far in the competition, and I think that the girls saw it as a chance to send the threat home.
And Shea Coulee admitted that. Shea Coulee was like, well, I want to see more from Blair, but also, like, I saw this as self-preservation.
Well, and then people were saying, oh, because Blair is the future of drag.
Because she's young or because she's the future of drag?
I think they mean like a fashion-forward way and like she looks like newer, like fresher. Well, like, whereas Alexis definitely has a very older take on drag with the really styled and coiffed looks.
Okay.
But I feel like we need to also preserve that drag, like that style of drag too. So I'm not about like eradicating, like, no, we're done with the pageants and the gowns. I'm like, no, those are still really fierce parts of drag identity. Like those things make up drag.
Old school, it's old school. But you are sitting here with a loaf. Everybody say loaves. Everybody say loaves. All right, you and I both know Cracker World. She's in the family. She's in the family way.
She is. Yo, Zauda.
She is. She's the white girl at the cookout.
She is. Cracker's the only white girl in the city invited to the cookout.
Do you think Cracker's playing mind games?
I don't think Cracker's playing mind games. I think Cracker is trying to play an honest game.
Yeah, I think beyond not playing mind games, I think Cracker is playing mind games with herself. If you and I both know, Cracker is just so in her head. Like, if you ever want to, like, freak out Cracker at a show, backstage, like 5 minutes for the show, just go to her and be like, are you sure you want to do that number? And then just walk away. And she'll be like,
why? What?
You'll be like, it's just that, you know what? Never mind. And she'll be like, wait, what? And you're like, gotta go!
But it's also, I hate to say that, like, this is like the oldest, like, reality television trope, but it's like, Cracker, she's being real. She's like, I'm being real.
No, the oldest reality TV trope is, I'm not here to make friends. And the second one is, people love saying, but at the end of the day, people love saying that. Listen, at the end of the day, now, in the top 4, the only queen without a win is Blair St. Clair. Blair St. Clair. I try to do this. It's a Liverpool accent. But Blair St. Clair is the only one without a win. And the other weird thing is she has no wins and is walking around like, everybody's scared of me. Bitch, don't nobody see you.
Okay, I've been watching the bits up. What has Blair done to you? What did Blair do to piss you off that you hate her so much?
I don't want this narrative. I would very much like to be excused from this narrative, please. I have nothing against Blair, but in this moment, she does not seem terribly self-aware. Why does she keep saying, like, everyone's, like, jealous of her?
I think she came into All-Stars way more confident than she was in season 10, obviously. And she's like, in her mind, she's like, I'm about to step into this comedy challenge. I'm about to win. And they're really going to be really scared. I think that Blair is just really feeling herself. That is a good place to be. If you in dead last place, mama, be confident. Because if you are feeling bad about yourself, you ain't going to do good anyway.
Are you surprised at this top 4? Like, are you shook?
Jujubee says it best. She was like, "This is the top 4 I envision," and I would be lying if when I saw the cast announced when they all walked in, I definitely thought Cracker, Shea, and Jujubee. Blair, I thought Blair would be up there, but this top 4 makes sense. This is not shocking. This is not weird to me. Like, I saw this since episode 1.
To quote Michelle Visage, I feel like I saw the top 4 being Crack Attack, Shea Coulee, Jujubee, and Alexis Mateo.
Alexis. Yeah, that is true. That's what I'm saying.
Love Alexis Mateo.
Do you think you like identify with Alexis because you both are really old? Like, do you think that there's something there that's like tethering you two together?
You know what? I don't want to be a part of this business anymore.
Oh my God, she's wearing pants. Finally, I'm gonna let you all the watchers know. In past episodes, Bob has not been wearing pants. This is the first episode that he's wearing pants. Just so y'all know.
Well, obviously you've not been tuning in because they were commenting on how sometimes I stand up just to show them that I was tucked in wearing heels. Oh, we don't do half drag at the pit stop, mama.
Oh, I'm not doing half drag either, honey. Yes, honey.
But your ass is so fat during quarantine, girl.
Well, I've been biking. You know, biking makes your ass get really big. I'm here for it.
The main challenge is the Stand-Up Comedy Smackdown.
Ooh.
Okay, you are very funny. You are
Wait,
pretty
time
good.
out, time out. Pause. Say that one more time. What did you just say?
I forgot what I said. Let's move on. But over the years in New York City, you have really cultivated a sense of stand-up from years of the New York City nightlife scene.
Yeah.
What do you think is the key to like good stand-up?
I think the key to good stand-up is doing comedy that is your own. Like, if your thing is insult comedy, go for it. If your comedy stems from political awareness, like, I think just go your route. But in terms of doing stand-up in New York City, New York queens talk about New York City so much, but it's because it just makes you be such a well-rounded queen. Like, for the most part, you have to be a funny queen to stand up there and hold the audience, hold their attention for 2 hours.
I get it. All me and Monét is saying that as New York City queens, we're better than you. Now, how do you think you would do in this challenge? In this lineup, the cast is already there. We're patching in Monét. How would you do against these queens?
Oh, I would turn it out. How do you think you would have done? Do you think that you'd have been better than everyone there?
Yeah, I would have crushed it. I would have crickety, snickety crushed it. Now, as the top queen last week, Cracker gets to choose the set order. And she's being really upfront. She's like, I'm throwing some wrenches in the gears. Do you think that's a good idea or do you think it's a bad idea?
Oh, I think it's a really good idea. Cracker's like, look, the finish line is literally next week. She's like, I'm not sparing any punches. And I think Cracker has been very real the whole time. And she's like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush and say, oh no, girl, I'm just choosing it arbitrarily. She's like, no, I'm putting you here, I'm putting you here, I'm putting you at the end because this is how I feel, this is how it's gonna best benefit me, and I'm here for it, I live.
I do appreciate the straightforwardness of it all, but also, bitch, keep that to yourself. Like, you don't know what the gonna happen. I would have made my strategy and kept my reasoning to my motherfucking self.
Oh, so you a secret undercover covert hoe. Got it.
But Cracker's decision to like set everyone up to have a bit of a detriment, I didn't agree with anything she said. Opening the show is the best position because I said what Jane Krakowski said. You set the tone. So basically, if someone goes before you, you have to either fix their damage, which is what Cracker ended up having to do for Blair. Or you have to rise to their occasion, which is what Blair tried to do for Jujubee.
I could see how going first is scary. You're like, I'm the first one out there. They haven't heard any jokes yet. Like, it's a scary position to be. But if you're someone like yourself and Jane Krakowski, who's a comedian, you're like, oh, girl.
True.
Like, that's easy.
So then the queens were rehearsing their sets in front of Ross Matthews and Jane Krakowski, who are both very funny, in my opinion. Do you think this helps the queens or does it like psych them out?
I think it helps. Like you said, you're talking to two really funny people so they can help you out the most. I think that if you go in there and you do really well, you get overly confident and you're like, oh, I got this. Which I think is what happened to Blair this episode, is that she went in and she was giving them jokes on jokes and jokes and they were laughing. She was like, I'm good.
Yeah, she slept like a baby that night. She was like, don't work on anything.
So I think that can mess you up. But I think Cracker, she did not so well with them, which probably made her go home to prep and practice even more so that she's more prepared for the next day.
Okay, Shea has gas. I'm like, bitch, take a Tums.
I think that this is a tactic because Shea's trying to play that she's sick so that when she doesn't do well, the girls will feel sympathy and not send her home.
The old I got gas trick. Oldest card in the book.
You've done it. We've all done it.
It's really weird to see Shea nervous. What is it weird though? Because I mean, when she was in that episode when she was in the bottom,
episode 3,
she was a little shook.
Oh yeah. Girl, 1 week you could be flying so high, can none of these hoes touch you, and literally the next week you are the lowest pole on the totem. So I get it, girl. I get it.
I've been away from Drag Race for so long. I honestly forget how stressful it is.
I remember watching when you were in the bottom, that episode for the book challenge. Girl, I remember watching that Untucked and watching in your eyes. Girl, you were like, oh my God, I've been doing so well. I could be going home after this episode. I remember, I felt it. Girl.
Oh, you misread me. There was not a chance on God's green earth. I thought Derek Barry was sending me home while lip-syncing to Sylvester.
Okay, I'll let the fans sound off down below.
Yeah, comment sound off in the comment. I see y'all down there. Oh, you're shady for that one. So let's look at the girls one by one. All right, let's start with Jujubee. In my opinion, her set started pretty poor, ended pretty well, so it averaged out to an average set.
Yeah, but then I feel she automatically lost 50 points for me with that goddamn notepad. I was like, what are you, the notepad?
Why are they reading their notes?
Girl, memorize. You remember, like, as a comedian, you're doing stand-up, you like memorize your jokes. Like, you cannot walk out there with a notepad. No.
So let's move on to Blair St. Clair. This is, oh my God, I sound like I hate Blair. I don't hate Blair. I don't know Blair. I'm sure she's a lovely person. All that being said, mama, this is garbage.
It was not great. Like, it was, again, see, because she had that little meeting with Jane and Ross, and she's like, oh, I got this, girl. And she went home and she slept like a baby, and now she's here doing her set. And it is, I wrote in my notes, I feel so uncomfortable, I cannot watch the screen.
Girl, those moments of silence that she was turning the page, those were moments of silence for the jokes that died right there on that stage. And I honestly feel like the producers mic'd her notepad because the paper crumbled.
I mean, she looked cute, but it was so uncomfortable.
I agree. And that is where Blair succeeded in this challenge.
Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Bob found a compliment. That
Mark
is so
the date.
Nice, Bob.
Mark the date.
I wrote this too. I was like, the jokes just did not make sense. Like, I don't understand how that thing related to it. It was nonsensical.
And then she was like, as a reminder, this guy's a and I just want to remind everyone that Jen Krakowski is really old. That being said, I was like, what? You're just going around being mean to people.
Yeah, you know, in All Stars 4, when Valentina was really bad in her stand-up, it was still funny because you're watching, because she was funny being bad, but Blair is like, it's not funny to watch her being bad.
It was like Pheromone bad. It was like Pheromone during the roast challenge because she does the thing where she goes, Let's talk about Cracker.
So good. So good. This is the Cracker I know. This is the Cracker I love. This is the Cracker I stand. It was just so effortless. And she had the task of going after Blair, who was so bad, to like bring the room back up because the room was
She gave it to herself. I wish that she had opened up with Blair's joke to Jujubee. Thanks, Blair. Nice try. Girl, but honestly, there was nothing else she needed to do. Cracker was so funny. She did a really good job in this stand-up show.
I have to say that outfit was my favorite. When dresses have like really long and big sleeves, the same length as your dress, it's my mind literally cannot. You know me. I'm like a 4-year-old. I'm so distracted. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know where the dress ends, where the sleeves
Coco
start.
Montrese.
Oh yeah, it was very that. It was too much for me. But other than that, I think Cracker was so brilliant, so good. She must have got it from her daddy because she sure didn't get it from you.
In T-Ways. Now, Shea Coulee, I'm so happy that this, because I was nervous. Bitch, I had gas. I was like, I need Mama to do better. She got up there, she was good. She didn't knock it out of the park, but she was funny.
Yeah, she was fine.
And in terms of Ross saying, like, you need to laugh at this rose petal thing, I feel split on it. One says, if you can laugh at it, we can laugh at it because we're always thinking about it. So if you can acknowledge it, then we can move on. But also, if you're not there yet, you're just not there yet. But I'm glad that she got there.
Okay, if it was me, even if I was still mad or upset about it, I would still make jokes about it because A, there's a crown and $100,000, and at the end of the day, that is more important than me being okay with something. So I would make a joke about it regardless.
And at the end of the day, I'm not here to make friends. So who is your favorite?
Oh, Cracker. Cracker. I love crackers.
And who is your least favorite?
Blair, what the were you doing, St. Clair?
Yeah, Blair, don't go down this street, St. Clair, girl. It's runway time. The category is Freak Out. All right, let's look at the queens one by one. So first up is Jujubee. Favorite.
Bitch. Jujubee finally looks expensive on Drag Race. Sorry. Jujubee finally looks expensive on All Stars. I have been severely underwhelmed by a lot of what Juju has worn. This turned my vagina out.
What
so
did
hard.
Jujubee do to you? Do you not remember the Skin You're In challenge? She looked good.
In that mauve color? No.
No, it was the color of her skin, Monet. It was like a light brown.
No,
it was a caramel.
not. It was like a mauve, mama.
Well, I'm colorblind, but they didn't call it out, so I assumed she didn't do something strange.
Well, I will say this. Finally, we see a queen who knows how to wear a houndstooth very well.
Blair St. Clair. I like this look. It's very club kid, snuck in with an ID. I get to wear crazy clothes, but I'm also studying fashion at FIT. I love this look for this category.
So you're basically calling her Aquaria, right?
Honestly, it is kind of an Aquaria moment from back when Aquaria was sneaking into the clubs in New York City. But I love this look. I think it's really great.
I like it too. I love the balls. I love all the colors she's doing. I didn't like the animal nose. I didn't understand how that related
because
to
she had a tail. She was a cat. She had a long tail attached to her panties.
Sure.
Yeah, it was obvious. Miz Cracker is doing this Plague Doctor into like the demon look. I like it. The Plague Doctor mask is a little big. I don't understand why it's scaled up so large.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
But outside of that, it looks pretty good.
I think it looks really good too. I love the presentation. Like obviously the Plague Doctor into a death look that spears the concept. For some reason, the cat suit, I feel like the titties were a little low and close together to kind of squishes her proportions down a little bit. I was like, girl, for your 5 foot nothing ass, bring them titties up to your clavicle so that we really get va.
Well, here at the pit stop, we don't body shame. Breasts come in different shapes, sizes, and locations. This look was fine.
Oh, you think it was fine?
Yeah, it was fine.
This is the Bobby thing. You love a nude stone thing. She was in a nude thing with stones, just like your little nude skin thing you wore in episode 2 of the pit stop. So what?
Oh my God, you're such a fan. But listen, the thing is, I do love a nude illusion. I love a noodle illusion, as we all know, the illusion of looking like a noodle. But the thing is, I just don't know that this one was particularly over the top. I mean, when Shea Coulee came out in that noodle illusion,
right.
That changed the game. So now every other noodle illusion is
now all I can hear is noodle illusion.
Oh yeah, noodle. Yeah, the illusion looked like a noodle, girl. Shea Coulee. I was whelmed.
Oh, mama, I have a lot of thoughts.
I wasn't underwhelmed. I wasn't overwhelmed. I was whelmed.
Yeah, I mean, Michelle she hit the nail. First of all, Shea, this is what, her 4th catsuit she's won on All Stars?
Drag her.
I mean, no shade. I mean, y'all know me. I love a catsuit. I love a leotard. Those are the drag ABCs.
The fans are gonna stitch this together with you wearing your
my Pride Stone catsuit.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't do it on Drag Race, just so we're clear. But yeah, just putting the catsuit and putting harness on top of it. And then she was like, and I'm also wearing this coat made from 1,000 lambs that were killed in Worcestershire. I was like, oh, Shea, no!
The fact that Shea Coulee was solidly fine in middle of the pack, but here's the tea, mama. There is no middle of the pack at this point of the stage. You are her or you are them. Full tea.
Also, wait, the category was freaky. I feel like everyone played it pretty safe to be freaky. Don't you feel like that?
I think Juju and Blair did a good job, and Cracker and Shea could have turned it up a little bit.
No, Juju and Cracker were freaky. Cracker was literally deaf. She was a plague doctor. That's freaky. But Shea and Blair, I was like, okay, you're doing a club kid? Club kid is not the same as freaky.
I've looked, who's your favorite?
My favorite was hands down Jujubee. Jujubee.
And who's your least favorite?
Ooh, Shea.
Yeah. So Miz Cracker has won. She is now in the lead with 3 wins. He just slightly edged out Shea Coulee. Do you agree that Cracker should have won the challenge?
Yes, I think Cracker was the best in the stand-up, and she had a really good runway. So yes, Cracker deserved it hands down.
And 2 weeks in a row. So like, Miss Thing.
No one has won 2 weeks in a row yet, right?
No, I ain't know it yet, love.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean?
Bob,
I'm incorporating more woes into my life.
delete TikTok and stop trying to be young in here because you look crazy.
Hey!
I'm so uncomfortable. I feel more uncomfortable watching you woe than Blair St.
Don't say things you can't take back. Also, this is the thing people are doing too. I thought about this. It's the thing. So the queens are all deliberating backstage. They're pleading their cases. And let me say, these pleads are not it. But they're like, I should be here because I want it. Bitch.
Can I tell you, I hate this on Drag Race so bad. Anyone in any season, you don't know how hard I've had to fight. I've had to work so hard. I've been doing this for, yes, we all have.
You think I'm doing this on my lunch break? Bitch,
Hello?
This is my career. This is my life and career too.
Girl, when these girls are choosing the lipsticks, I'm sorry. And I'm that girl. If I was Cracker, I would absolutely choose Shea's lipstick. Shea is the only thing standing between me and the crown and the money. I would absolutely.
Says the queen who literally played the fairest game of All-Stars ever.
That is not true. Don't you forget, I chose Manila's lipstick.
But you didn't get to use it.
Yeah, there's no risk, no rewards. I'm like, I'm from Cracker. I'm choosing Shea, and I'm sending her home, honey.
Monét, would you send me home in the all-winter season? Be honest. That is so rude. I'm being honest with you. I have thought very long and hard about this. I honestly don't know if I could send you home. Being on Drag Race is the most emotional thing I've ever done in my life. Bitch, I basically just met Acid Betty, and when she got eliminated, when I say bawling, I was crying so hard. Acid Betty had to stop production and be like, Bob, stop. This is insane.
Really?
Yes. If I was there with you at Drag Race Superstars and someone sent you home, I would wreck them.
And honestly, for me, I would absolutely not feel the same way, and I would send your black ass home.
Well, luckily, you'll get eliminated first episode. Also, Blair said, I'm sending home a girl that I know will forgive me, which seems like a reason to send someone home. Ooh, I am warm thinking about the idea of someone being like, you would have forgave me, bitch. You were sorely mistaken. I will never speak to you again. So the lip sync assassin is Kennedy Davenport. If I saw Kennedy, I would be afraid.
Oh, I would be sweating profusely. I'm like, there's no way in hell I would beat Kennedy Davenport.
That being said, what the happened on this day?
Girl.
I was like, is she getting her steps in? Like, she just walking around the stage.
Back and forth.
Kind of like dusting the stage with her coat. I mean, she didn't make it hard.
That was so sad. I was very disappointed.
So you've been a lip sync assassin. What's it like to be behind that scrim?
That scrim moves so slow. You're literally standing there for like 25 minutes. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I have a theory which I pitched to Raja, and you can confirm it. I said the assassin does not know whose name is on the lip sync until they're removed from the case.
Yes, that's true. I don't know whose name it is until I take it out to reveal.
Because that could really affect the outcome. Obviously.
100%.
So Cracker wins the lip sync, and your season 10 sister sends home your season 10 sister girl. Goodbye, Blair St. Clair. Do you think this is the right decision?
You know, it was her time. She had no wins. She did not do well this challenge.
Goodbye, Blair St. Clair. You are and will always be an all-star, and congratulations for making it so far.
Honestly.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about RuPaul's old ass having a landline. And not just a landline, it was a rotary phone.
Rotary, girl. A rotary phone.
I only had a rotary. But like, what would you be thinking if you heard that phone ring? If you're sitting there and then all of a sudden a landline rotary shows up and you hear a phone ring?
Bitch, I've been there. It is the most annoying feeling because you're like, they're about to bring some bitch back into this competition. Just when I thought we were at the end, somebody's coming back and then we're about to be reset again. I would be so annoyed.
Bitch, I would walk over to that desk, wrap that cord and yank that out the wall and be like, no. Shea, Cracker, Jujubee are the top 3. Who are you rooting for? Your team who?
I don't know. This is so hard. I like both of them. I'm rooting for Shea Cracker.
All right, listen. I'm going to.
Oh, who are you rooting for?
Shea Coulee. Her integrity in the workroom. She's going around teaching girls how to sew outfits. I think a part of her strategy in the workroom is being a person of integrity. She could have sent Alexis home. Back when India dropped that little nugget of weird information, she could have pulled a Monét and been like, but instead, she was like, you know what? I am going to see past that and send you home next episode instead.
Yeah, I mean, Shea's doing a great job this season, and I can only imagine what her final runway is going to be.
Well, I hear you on that, but I really thought that she was going to bring some insanity to this freak look.
Oh, right. That's true.
And then I was like...
But Bob, you know this. Well, you don't know this, judging off of season 8, but everyone really goes in on their final look to really go ham. Some of us don't have the luxury of wearing jazz pants and a little sparkly blazer and a white shirt.
To? Do you guys know? Is there someone else on the call? Because this bitch is not talking to me. Despite all the atrocities that you have said on this camera at this sacred place called the Pit Stop, I would like to thank you for joining us. Thank you, Monét.
You guys are so welcome. And yeah.
Anyways, and thank you for joining us at the Pit Stop at home. My name is Bob the Drag Queen. Join us next week, and we will be reviewing the grand finale of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 5. I'm getting out of this one. You know, got me upset.
Do you want everything RuPaul's Drag Race at your fingertips? Then head over to YouTube now and subscribe to the RuPaul's Drag Race channel, and you will get all the episodes of everything you ever want, including brand new episodes of What You Packin'. Hi.